over the course semester, how has my thinking about personal and academic success has changed? Well, over the course of the semester, my thought process has changed by me having to actually step up and do more work. Because when I was in high school, I got used to like having modifications and things like that. But now I know that I don't won't get those certain kind of modifications anymore. And my personal success, well, it's changed because um I think before I just thought my success was me getting it done no matter what. It didn't matter if I was happy or not. But now I know that if my success comes from my happiness also. So I only feel successful if I feel happy about it, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. How has my perspective on life and learning has changed? My perspective on learning has changed by me wanting to actually do more with learning and this educational process and actually having what was I going to say? Actually having to go on with my education and learn more and new things to better myself. My perspective on life has changed by okay, so the most important thing I think I learned this semester was the four fundamental pillars of emotional intelligence. And I think this because the most one I think is the most important is the self regulation. Because that is a really good idea to self regulate yourself. If you know something would trigger you or things like this, to avoid it and to seek more positive experiences and not to go out to sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and take this thing, but you can self regulate and you're more aware of your emotions. And then I also think that empathy is also a really good pillar to learn because it is your own understanding your own intelligence and half your own emotions, and then the other half is understanding someone else's emotions. So it's just not, oh well, I'm coming from this place, but you understand that not everyone is also coming from this place you're coming from. They can also be coming from, let's say, you're coming from here, but this person's coming from down here. You guys have different viewpoints and things like this, which is also really good when you have empathy because you understand that. How have I changed over the course of the semester? Like I said before, I think I've changed just by taking this class. I've learned so much. Like I learned the four pillars are fundamental. I learned metacognition. I learned how to self-regulate myself. I learned Jahar's windows. I learned a lot of it, and I feel like I've changed a lot because I'm not only pushing myself to do this one little thing. I'm actually pushing myself to go harder. To go harder and not just sit here and like do my work. And I feel like that has changed me because I don't procrastinate that much anymore because I know that if I keep on procrastinating, it'll just give me this bad set of mind and I can't do that anymore. So I think that's a big way I've changed. Because I used to procrastinate all the time. I would always procrastinate. In what ways am I wiser in regards to college success? I'm wiser because I have um, all these, all these things under my belt. Like I know about the four pillars. I know how to change my mindset, kinda. I know what interdependence is. I know that procrastinating is not good. I also know that stress cannot does not ultimately mean it's bad for you. So I feel like I'm wise in this because I know these things now, and I'm not just this person who doesn't know any of these things. I feel like I actually know these things now. What strengths did I discover about my class, about myself in this class, out of class? What skills do I need developed? A strength I discovered about myself is I'm really good at being in, able to self-regulate myself and being able to empathize for other people. I found that I'm really good for that. Um, Out of class, I'm really good at out of class for empathy, but I think that also comes in hand with the kind of person I am, because usually I am a really nice person who will listen to you and try to see your side of the problem. What skills do I need to develop? I'm still, like I said, I still need to work on my procrastination, because I know I can do better on that, and I know I can. What do I feel proudest about regarding my personal and academic experience this semester? My proudest, I feel, is able to leave my old job and knowing that I was stuck in a job where I did not like at all what I was doing, and I could not see myself there until I got my profession. So I made the right decision to leave that job and go back to a job I already knew. I loved the people. I loved my boss. It's a perfect fit. In class, my proudest academic would have to be getting good grades, because that actually is a big struggle for me, is not being able to get good grades, and I actually got really good grades this semester in most and almost all my courses. Um, so yes. How did that affect my academic work? It affected a lot because I knew that my grades were doing this, but with my personal life, it mostly affected it because I would have to wake up early in the morning or stay late at night, and I wouldn't have time for my homework or things. And I would also have to work weekends, and I would get called in on a minute's notice, and I would never have time to study. With my new job, there's a set schedule. I don't work weekends. I get home before 6, and I never get called in. I'm never in there early enough, and I love it. It really affects my academic work because with this job, I can now get work done, get sleep done also, and have time for friends and family. What do I feel most dissatisfied with my regard? What do I feel most dissatisfied with regarding my experience? I I don't feel dissatisfied about any of my experiences. All my experiences I take in, and I know that they'll make me a better person in the end. So I'm never dissatisfied with any experiences. What did you learn from your Uni 220 classmates or instruction? Why did it stick? I learned from one of my classmates that you don't have to do it by yourself. That there is always someone who's struggling out there, either a classmate or a friend and they can help you with it, or you guys can help each other. And it stuck because at that moment I was struggling, and then this classmate who was my group project member did help me out, and it did make a big change. So yeah, that did stick with me. Um, what readings, assignments, videos, and class discussions stuck out with you the most, and why? I would have to say it was the stress one. I just think that video changed my perspective on stress because I used to think that stress was super bad for you and it could kill you early. But then the lady on the TED Talk said that it actually is good for you in moderation. Not being stressed all the time is not good for you, but in moderation, it's actually really good for you, and it can help you with your cholesterol and things like that. So yes, that is what I've learned from this class. Thank you.